All right, so this past weekend, in terms of the updates, it's been a while since I've met with anyone specifically for Vision Paradox. I don't know if I've shared with this, but I've honestly have been reflecting whether or not I want to take on another client because just working differences. I know I can easily focus more on doing advertising and then getting the leads and all that stuff, but I just from my experience there's a want and for me a need to do more for them, that sometimes there ends up being a bottleneck in the delivery, which personally leads to me feeling frustrated about it. But that could be a whole perspective that I might not be seeing. But regardless of that, I came into contact with a security company that needs help with social media. This social media, they're looking to get 3 or 4 more clients, which should be pretty straightforward. Run some Facebook ads, warm the leads and get them into contact. But they also want to do some content marketing, and which through their YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all that other stuff. So I get excited about that stuff because I like creating. I like being able to tell stories in multiple different ways. So considering the niche of the company, I'm pretty confident with what we can do for them, especially like it's pretty straightforward. It's also, it can also lead into the educational space of home security or security for businesses. So I feel like there's a lot we can lead with in terms of the educational space. And he also said there's also body cam footage, which I don't know if you guys sometimes watch on YouTube, but that's one of my guilty pleasures is like Karen's getting owned and seeing the body cam footage of that. So it's a guilty pleasure. I just have it like run in the background. But yeah, so I feel like that in itself can be like in terms of the entertainment kind of niche. And yeah, I just think there's multiple ways we can tell their story, and through that end, in terms of like seeing what performs best either on shorts, or reels, or even TikTok, we can run that as the advertising, which I think is going to be more cost effective than trying to split test everything. So meeting with them this week. I'll keep you guys updated. So this past weekend, also Temper Tantrum filmed a whole bunch of reaction stuff. Unfortunately, it was like an hour delayed, because there was a conflict in terms of the space, so we didn't get to do everything, but we got enough to get started. So those of you guys who are on my Patreon and like the Street Woman Fighter stuff, we have started doing Street Man Fighter, which is what we're actually doing the prequel to the show, Be Ambitious. So we started with episode 1 on that, and a couple other smaller things. We got to react to another Beanie video and Nyan, but there's a lot of smaller stuff that we didn't get to because we were delayed by an hour. But we are going to be doing another session on the 27th. And speaking of reactions, I know everyone on the Patreon, like I've been really delayed on handling requests. This Wednesday, I'm going to be doing more of a long stream. I'm experimenting with a new format that I'm going to be announcing tomorrow or today, depends on when. It's probably today when I'm releasing it. It'll probably be through text. I'm experimenting with a new format. It's not going to be like pretty, but it's just more like I'm going to try this out. So that way it's exclusively for the stream. So if you weren't on the stream, the only way you'd get access to it is on the VOD, which will be on either Twitch for a bit and then on Patreon. But the only way you'd be able to get that part of the experience would only be on the stream. And then everything else in terms of the regular reaction stuff would be on YouTube and Patreon. So yeah, so I'm excited to try that out. It's been something that I've been thinking about for a while. I think it'll make it interesting for me. I hope it's interesting for the people watching it. I'll share more on that one with the other update as the benefits of living on the main street here. Okay, so another update in terms of Temper Tantrum. Okay, so a full update this week. So this upcoming weekend, Temper Tantrum has another shoot that we're going to be doing for our Universal Rhythm Revisited. Essentially, it's the retelling of our sold out dance show, but in the form of film. I'm pretty excited for it because it's just different to have it like just be a concept that you throw on stage, but then you're actually on a set with which is kind of like 80% close to what you envisioned, and then seeing it with wardrobe, seeing it with lights. It's different, like when you're kind of there. It feels like you're in another world. And I think that's one of the fun parts of like just creating films, music videos, these types of dance videos, because you get to essentially play glorified pretend for a bit, have fun, and like you just do it with other people, and then you leave. It's kind of cool. So the first thing we're going to be filming this Sunday is at a train set, and then we'll be filming at Echo Park. All of it, which is going to be from our Universal Rhythm set. Like I said, if you guys want to see the original stuff, I'll link it down in the description, which is the original stage show for that. Yeah, in regards to the filming stuff, unfortunately, we had to push film dates again, and we actually had to do reshoots for one of the films. So first, speaking on pushing the film dates, we were just looking at the current dates and rehearsals. If we kept on the same track, we would be frantic and absolutely not ready for anything, because we would only have like one rehearsal, then two shows, and and two filmings, two shows, like not much preparation between that. And just thinking about that, even thinking about that right now, is just stress ball change. It's a lot. So what we decided to do is push things out even more. We, instead of like filming once a week, we're filming once a month now. We're slowing things down like much more. And in regards to the reshoot, we filmed back in June 30th. It was rushed. It was super stressful, and there are moments where it just gets like that. But unfortunately, when we were doing test edits, it just did not look good. And there's no which way I can try to recover the edits, because there were shots missing. There was messiness in some of the choreography, and which was unfortunate, because that's money down the drain. It's time down the drain, but it just ends up being a very expensive lesson in preparation. So we're having to reshoot that one to in November. So we're filming, instead of every week, we're filming once a month, which again allows us to I guess slow things down, take our time, and I guess it leads to the lesson I'm kind of like taking away from it. It's something that was kind of stirring in my mind. I just didn't really acknowledge and put into place, because I was a little bit more married to the original plan, but kind of going into that plan now, it's just like not working, and I have to adjust. And I'm glad the whole team was open to adjusting as well. That lesson being, make haste slowly. I think I saw that from like a noodle brand or something, or tea brand. But the reason that really resonated with me the first time I saw it is that you make progress faster by taking your time to do things. And it sounds counterintuitive when you hear it. Make haste slowly. It's like, you have to be slow to move fast. Don't you just move fast to be faster? And then, I don't know. It makes sense, especially if there's so much moving parts. And there's a lot of things that can, like, especially when it's a big production, there's a lot of people involved. I think it makes sense to take your time. And it's unfortunate we're learning, and that I'm being reminded this lesson, like, at this part of production, but at least we've only filmed one part of the film rather than three parts of the film. Better now than later. But yeah, it's just the power of just taking your time. No need to rush, because if you take the time to do things right, you'll just get there faster. And it's very different from how we were the first half of the year, which was very go, as much as we can. And then the result was kind of a rushed product, and it didn't look good. We didn't feel good. Collectively, we didn't feel good. So yeah, that's it. Take that lesson as you will. Take your time. You'll progress faster. Those are the updates in regards to the companies. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks for listening or watching or reading this on my Patreon and whatnot. I'll see you guys later.